A major security breach for DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, the department confirming that her bag, which had $3,000 cash inside, was stolen while she was eating Easter dinner at a D.C. restaurant last night.
It's actually believed a, quote, unknown white male wearing a medical mask stole the bag and then left the restaurant.
A thief wearing a mask, a medical mask, snatched the purse from underneath her seat. Unfortunately for Secretary Noem, the security footage shows the suspect is a white male, so that's a missed opportunity right there.
A few moments later.
Over the weekend, ICE arrested 2 illegal immigrants for allegedly stealing Secretary Noem's purse over the weekend. What can you tell us about these individuals' immigration history as well as their criminal history?
I don't have the criminal history, but I know the one that stole the purse is supposedly in the country illegally. But, you know, pick the wrong person to steal a purse from.
At first, they thought it was a white guy with a mask, but now they know it was an illegal alien who stole the DHS Secretary's purse. Let's talk about it. This is Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Now, as the Secretary for the Department of Homeland Security, it's her job to deport illegal aliens if they come into the country. And because she leads the Department of Homeland Security, she also has Secret Service protection. Now, on April 20th of this year, she was eating at a fancy restaurant in D.C., and something interesting happened. Someone stole her purse. Here's the news report.
The Secret Service has reviewed security footage from a restaurant where Secretary Noem's purse was stolen last night. It's actually believed a, quote, unknown white male wearing a medical mask stole the bag and then left the restaurant. Gone were her purse, her DHS access badge, her passport, driver's license, blank checks, keys, even medication. What's more, she had $3 grand in cash inside the bag, about which the DHS said tonight her entire family was in town, including her children and grandchildren. She was using the cash withdrawal to treat her family to dinner, activities, and Easter gifts, which, of course, doesn't answer the simple question. How on earth could a Secret Service protectee get robbed in a public space? And while the search for answers continues, the agency says it's pursuing leads to locate and apprehend the mysterious white man with a medical mask.
So they were out there looking for the white man with the medical mask. And late night started making jokes about the DHS secretary being robbed in a restaurant.
And then we have Kristi Noem, our Secretary of Homeland Security, who had her purse stolen last night. She was out having Easter dinner with her family. A thief took her purse, got away with her driver's license, her apartment keys, her passport, and $3,000 cash. Who carries $3,000? What is she, T-Pain? A thief wearing a mask, a medical mask, snatched the purse from underneath her seat. Unfortunately for Secretary Noem, the security footage shows the suspect is a white male, so that's a missed opportunity right there. And what could be more embarrassing than our head of Homeland Security getting robbed?
Now, the funny part about this clip is that he made such a big deal about the person being white and not being undocumented because he kind of hinted that, you know, it would be a bad look if it was undocumented, but since it's a white guy, it's kind of, it's not good for the administration. But come to find out, they started investigating. And that white guy turned out to be an undocumented illegal immigrant. Now, at first, the feds didn't tell people who this guy was. Maybe it was because they were really close to catching him. But here's the initial news report of them figuring out who actually stole this purse.
The U.S. Secret Service releasing a photo to law enforcement of the man suspected of stealing Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's purse Sunday night. But they're not releasing it to the public.
Now, eventually, police caught up with them, and this is how police eventually found this guy.
Court documents say Bustamante Leiva sat in the seat closest to the Secretary of Homeland Security. Court documents say Bustamante Leiva eventually used his left leg to slide the purse towards him. The yellow circle on the left shows Noem's handbag under her chair. In the circle on the right, it's no longer there. The purse contained Noem's driver's license, passport, DHS access badge, and $3,000 in cash. After leaving the restaurant, authorities believe Bustamante Leiva got rid of Noem's driver's license and then took a bus to an Italian restaurant. Court documents say He sat at the bar for hours with Noem's purse and wallet beside him. Investigators believe he used Noem's American Express card circled in yellow to buy food and alcohol totaling $205.87.
Now, Bustamante was caught because he kept using the credit cards to buy things like gift cards and hotel rooms at the Motel 6 and Quality Inn, and that's how they caught him. Now, Bustamante is here illegally, and instead of keeping a low profile, he decided to enter into a life of crime. And his preferred method of stealing is by taking women's purses. Here are some other victims of Bustamante's crime spree.
Investigators used surveillance video to track Bustamante Leiva as he made his way through Washington, D.C. The man, often seen in a medical mask, is accused of 3 robberies between April 12th and April 20th. Court documents say he would often carry a coat in his arms and use it to conceal the stolen items. The first victim had her purse on the back of her chair. He walks behind her, and then the purse was gone. Surveillance from the second crime shows a man believed to be Bustamante Leiva standing behind seated customers. Investigators say he reached into a bag and grabbed what appeared to be a wallet.
Now, the shocking part about this is Bustamante has been caught many, many times before doing this. Like, he was actually caught in New York. See, on March 2nd, he swiped a fanny pack from Times Square, and he took the credit card he found in that fanny pack and allegedly racked up $1,200 in credit card charges in about 20 minutes. Now, the NYPD arrested him in about 30 minutes, but obviously the damage was done. Now, Bustamante was charged with a felony, but he was released, and the NYPD didn't tell ICE that they had someone who was here illegally committing felonies because New York is a sanctuary city. And then New York did something even more ridiculous, released this person who's committed not only this grand theft, and he's here illegally, which is also a crime. They just released him back onto the street. Now, I want to be very clear. If you're arrested for a theft in New York City, you're getting out of jail. It's really that bad. It's so bad that this guy, the #1 thief in New York City, has 134 arrests for stealing. He is a professional thief, and they let him go every single time because of bail reform. Now think about how insane this is. This guy has over 130 arrests for thefts, and he's still not in jail. They cannot hold him for anything. He is not being held accountable because of bail reform. Now, this is so bad. The guy you see on screen, his name is Harold Gooding. And 2 years ago, the mayor of New York City was so upset that they kept letting this guy out that he had a whole press conference about this guy. Check it out.
Time and time again, our police officers making arrests, and then they're finding themselves back on the street within days, if not hours.
In New York City, we've identified 716 individuals who are responsible for approximately 30% of the shooting incidents since 2021.
To further press the case of the so-called violence of the few, the NYPD released a list of the 10 worst of the worst. #1 on the list was a man identified as Harold Gooding, age 53. He has 101 career arrests, 88 since bail reform was enacted, 15 convictions, including 3 felonies and 2 violent felonies. He has failed to appear in court at least 14 times. The mayor said these career criminals, recidivists, make the case for change.
Those who say that the predicted wave of recidivism wouldn't happen, and the studies that claim to show that the rate of arrests for violent felonies has not changed since the reforms were passed, I have one word for you: wrong.
So remember, that was 2 years ago. He's racked up another 30 arrests. So that's about 1 arrest per month for this guy. And this is my last point of this video. When you have a state, a sanctuary city like New York, and their policy is, we don't care how much you steal, we don't care what you do, we don't care if you're here illegally, we're going to do everything to keep you here in the country illegally. Real people get hurt, because if they would have turned that guy over to ICE, who is robbing people in New York City, then he wouldn't have been able to rob the other victims later. And that's the problem. Because of these bad laws and these bad policies, criminals like Bustamante is able to make victims out of so many other innocent people. And this is all to virtual signal, because we know you have to hold people accountable for the crimes they commit. And until New York does that, they're still going to have a horrible problem. But Let me know what you feel in the comment section. Tell me, hey, Nate, you're 100% wrong. Bail reform is the way to go. And people like this who's got 130 particular different arrests for stealing and for what have you, he should be let go. He should be on the street. This guy is not a problem. He's the solution. Because what I'm going to say is, I just disagree with you. Don't forget, like, subscribe to all great YouTube stuff. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.